Original truth of fictionalized history. Unveiling 6 controversial rumors about a record of a mortal's journey to immortality. In the long history of online literature, a record of a mortal's journey to immortality, as a phenomenal work, has accompanied countless readers through their youth. However, with the expansion of the work's influence, various interpretations, fan creations, and even rumors have also emerged. Some information, after being disseminated millions of times, has even been regarded as hidden plot points by some readers. Today, let's cut through the fog, confront the original work, and explore the truth hidden behind these widely circulated claims. Rumor 6, is Han Li the reincarnation of the Lord of Samsara? This is one of the most widely circulated rumors in the A record of a mortal's journey to immortality community, to the point that many readers jokingly say the work should be renamed the Tao Ancestors Rebirth. This claim seems plausible at first glance, as there are indeed intricate connections between the Lord of Samsara and Han Li. However, the original setting is far more complex and subtle than the word reincarnation. In reality, Han Li is not the reincarnation or incarnation of the Lord of Samsara, but a special being who can be described as having 2 lives in one stone. How should this concept be understood? Let's rewind the timeline. First, there was the Lord of the Samsara Palace. After his defeat in the great battle with Su Ji, he used the power of the heavenly bottle to travel through time in an attempt to rebuild his cultivation. However, this journey took him to an era far beyond his own birth. Before he began his cultivation anew in that distant past and eventually became the Lord of the Samsara Palace again, the one who naturally emerged and grew in the original timeline was none other than the Han Laomor we know. To put it simply, you traveled back 1,000 years to the present, only to discover that another version of yourself already existed in the present timeline. This is the core meaning of one stone, 2 lives. In the original work, the Lord of the Samsara Palace personally explained to Han Li, "To me, you are like a product of my time travel." This statement is enough to explain everything. The 2 are neither clones nor reincarnations, but independent individuals with completely different personalities, experiences, and thoughts. Our Han Laomor truly rose from an ordinary mortal with mediocre talent, step by step, cautiously treading the path of cultivation, rather than a Tao ancestor rebuilding as depicted in some fan fiction. Myth 5, the more spiritual roots, the better? This misconception is a major problem among common knowledge about cultivation. The original novel A Record of a Mortal's Journey to Immortality never supports the idea that more spiritual roots are always better. On the contrary, more spiritual roots actually make the path of cultivation more difficult. This is especially evident in the human realm arc. Firstly, the sparse spiritual energy in the human realm already limits cultivation speed. A cultivator with multiple spiritual roots essentially distributes the already scarce spiritual energy across multiple roots, resulting in predictably low cultivation efficiency. Secondly, even in the higher-level cultivation environment of the spirit realm, the original text clearly states that cultivators with a single spiritual root are still extremely rare geniuses, 1 in 10,000. Therefore, the advantage of having a single spiritual root is undeniable at every stage of cultivation. So why does the misconception arise that more spiritual roots are always better? Perhaps it's related to the requirement of 5 spiritual roots for advancing to the void refinement stage. However, a close reading of the original text reveals that in the spirit realm, cultivators can easily supplement their spiritual roots through various means. Furthermore, once a breakthrough to the void refinement stage is made, spiritual root attributes are rarely mentioned, their role primarily limited to the early stages of cultivation. Back then, the Golden Flood Dragon King, Bai Yi, and others used this to refine their spiritual roots. If they knew in the afterlife that they had been wronged by such rumors, they would probably laugh or cry. Rumor 4, is the soul possessed by Ji Xian? Whenever discussions about a record of a mortal's journey to immortality take place on various platforms, this claim always appears. A character who only appeared for about 20 minutes, yet whose stunning performance left countless readers unforgettable, is enough to demonstrate Wang Yu's skill in character creation. However, upon closer examination, this claim confuses 2 completely different characters. In the original work, Ji Xian had already died long ago, leaving only his withered bones and the blood jade spider. The nameless cultivator mistaken for Ji Xian was actually a disciple of the Mulan sect. The 2 had no connection, yet they were forcibly combined due to the wishful thinking of readers. In this world, truth and falsehood are intertwined. Perhaps it is precisely this blurred boundary that makes the world of a record of a mortal's journey to immortality so real and captivating. Controversy 3, has Xian Jiyu really disappeared? Strictly speaking, this isn't a rumor, but rather an ongoing academic debate among readers. One side firmly believes Shen Jiyu has completely perished, while the other believes this cunning character may have a backup plan. Those supporting the death theory have ample evidence. The original novel explicitly mentions that the soul-crying beast completely devoured the remnant soul, which, according to the conventional logic of cultivation novels, should be a signal of its final demise. However, those holding reservations also find support in the original novel. Until the very end, Han Li himself wasn't sure whether he destroyed Shen Gu's main soul or a remnant soul deliberately left behind after using a secret technique. Considering that ghost cultivators are skilled in the art of splitting souls, Han Li's doubts are not unfounded. Even more convincing is that the animation production team has explicitly stated they will create a Shen Jiyu spin-off. With the original novel already finished, creating a separate storyline specifically for this character seems to indirectly confirm that at least in the anime universe our handsome Shen Jiyu is very likely still alive. This is undoubtedly exciting news for viewers who love this complex character. Controversy 2. Did the Luoyun sect ultimately prosper or decline? In many fan-made videos, we often see descriptions like this: after Han Li joined, the Luoyun sect flourished for 10,000 years. However, some fans of the original novel in the comments section can't help but criticize this as fabrication, insisting that it was Huangfeng Valley, not the Luoyun sect, that truly prospered. So what is the truth? The final chapter of the Human Realm arc of A Record of a Mortal's Journey to Immortality clearly states that the Luoyun sect flourished for 10,000 years. However, in the Spirit Realm arc, perhaps due to the passage of time, the author forgot this setting. When Han Li's divided soul returned to the human realm, he found that the Luoyun sect had already declined, and according to the timeline, this was at most 1,000 years after Han Li's ascension. This is clearly a contradiction on the author's part. As for the revival of Huangfeng Valley, it did happen, but this does not contradict whether the Luoyun sect declined. The rise and fall of both sects at different times is the norm in the cultivation world. Rumor 1. Was the little green bottle a cheat code that the Lord of the Samsara Palace actively gave to Han Li? This is the ultimate rumor that shakes the very foundation of the work. If Han Li's rise to power was truly due to the secret machinations of the Lord of Reincarnation, then the core spirit of mortal cultivation would vanish. Fortunately, the truth is not so. The original work clearly explains the origin of the little green bottle. It originally belonged to the 9 Yuan temple in the immortal realm. The traitor, Skeleton Immortal, used a forbidden teleportation talisman to steal it, causing a tear in space-time and separating the bottle's body from its spirit. The bottle fell into the mortal realm, landing within the territory of the Seven Mysteries sect, where it was accidentally picked up by the young Han Li. The spirit fell into the Demon Ape Sea in the demon realm. Throughout this process, there was neither the secret manipulation of the Lord of Reincarnation nor any deliberate arrangement by any powerful figure. Han Li's greatest opportunity was simply this pure coincidence. Perhaps there was indeed a connection between him and the little green bottle's first owner, but at least it can be confirmed that Han Li's success was achieved without any external force or powerful backing. His legendary journey from a poor village boy to ascending to the immortal realm was entirely due to his own hard work, wisdom, and caution, taking each step with unwavering determination. This is precisely what makes A Record of a Mortal's Journey to Immortality so captivating. Looking back at these widely circulated rumors, we might understand excellent works always inspire readers' rich imaginations, which is a good thing. However, when discussing a work, clarifying the boundaries between the original text and fan creations is both a sign of respect for the creator and a responsibility to the work itself. After all, the true charm of A Record of a Mortal's Journey to Immortality never needs fabricated rumors to embellish it. It is already captivating enough on its own.